If you want to have a drama-free, stress-free life, then I think the way to do that is to live through it in a balanced manner. And I'll explain my reasoning for why. So, as you know, we're all humans, and humans have, like our positive emotions and our negative emotions. So, on a day-to-day basis, um, we feel, ups and the highs and the downs based on how we feel uh, uh, at certain times and locations. Also, impacted by our environment. And there are, of course, times that we feel very happy because of something that happened. So, for example, if you won a lottery, or if you're a student and all your exams went well and you got accepted into the school that you really, really super liked, those are those moments that that are like that make you feel ecstatic, right? I think some of you have already experienced these kind of things, and when those moments arrive, you feel like really, really happy. Then there are, of course, really, really sad moments too in life. You can think of these sad moments as if you have a pet, the pet, got old and died, and you're experiencing that, or you have some relatives that, for unfortunately, also, um, died, and those kind of moments are super sad, right? Or at least for most of us, those are very sad moments. And maybe that's a bit extreme, because there are also some moments. So a bit lesser extreme example would be you got fired from your work, or you had a relationship and it didn't go so well, so it broke up. Those are also very sad moments. And I can imagine that during those sad moments you feel like really, really down. So now we have like two, emotions, right? The really, really happy moments and the really, really sad moments. And it's, of course, very natural that during these happy or sad moments that you feel very, very emotional. Now, what I want to suggest is try to bring the happy moments and the sad moments a bit more closer together. So I'm not saying to trying to eliminate those emotions. No, totally not saying that. I'm saying that you should um, bring some balance into these upper moment, the high ecstatic, positive um, emotions, and the very negative emotions that you feel by living life. Trying to bringing them more together. And the reason why I think that's very beneficial is, um, for example, when you just had a very, very happy moment, you can be like as happy as can be. You're feeling the best you can feel. You feel like you can fly. You feel like everything uh, is perfect. One thing I can tell you is that euphoric moment that is happening at that point in time where you feel really happy, that will not last uh, um, very long. It's temporary. And I think it's also part of us as humans, because we have something in our brain. I think it's called endorphins, and they are created by your brain, but they have to be refilled whenever used. So during those happy moments, you are like euphoric and you think you can, everything is perfect. But then, because it's temporary, the moment that kind of ecstatic feeling fades, you the because of the sharp decline of the really really sharp increase of that moment happening, and then afterwards the very sharp decline of the happiness or the positive emotions fading, that decline will feel uncomfortable because you just felt something so nice and suddenly now you're crashing back to earth again. And imagine, so that's with a positive emotion, right? Imagine if you have those negative emotions, the crash is then also very, very steep because you're experiencing it so emotionally. So the crash is like really, really steep, or the initial start of those sad moments. And then it will gradually also move up. Now, imagine the mix of the fluctuations between happy moments, sad moments, happy moments, sad moments. So if you're like really high happy moments, really high sad moments, it's like a a very extreme roller coaster going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Your emotion gets affected by that. And maybe some people like it, but I think in general, having such, you know, uh, uh, such immense increases in fluctuations between positive emotions and sad emotions isn't a very healthy, functioning way to have a, I think I would say then, a balanced life. I think in order to have a balanced life is if you are able to bring your happy emotions down a notch, so like put some filter on top of it, so just bringing down a notch, and then your very sad emotions, bringing them up a notch so that they move a bit little closer to each other. So I'm not saying you should try to eliminate sad or negative emotions, not at all. We're all humans, we have emotions, and that is part of our human nature. What I'm saying is trying to regulate, bringing some barriers within them so that you can have the happy moments, but you can also have the sad moments, but there is like a threshold that they won't exceed. And because you're bringing them closer together, the fluctuations between happiness and sadness and happiness and sadness is more regulated and balanced. And because of that, the crashes, from happy to going back to normal, and from sad going back to normal, or from happy to sad, from sad to happy, aren't as high, or the crashes aren't that big anymore because you have regulated everything. And an example of this would then be I win a lottery. So instead of becoming like jumping, through the clouds and then shouting it through the roofs, over the roofs, and being ecstatic or something like that, I rationalize my thought of having won the lottery, and I still be happy, but not in a euphoric way of happiness. Because if I do that, then I would have, regulated that happiness event. And the same thing when I have a very sad event. Imagine I got fired today and I love the job, a lot. And I got fired, it was Sunday, and then I'm out of work. Instead of feeling super sad, I regulate it by using, rational thinking. Like, okay, getting fired, it's not the end of the world. This happens. I'm not the only person, and I'm still young, blah, blah, blah. I can still find a job. So you regulate that shitty moment, still feeling shitty, of course, but you regulate it up a little bit. And with the lottery things is you won something, but you regulate it like, okay, I just won the lottery. It's a good thing, so maybe I can do something good with it instead of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on a world tour, I'm gonna travel the world or something, and I'm gonna do all that kind of. So you regulate the positive and the sad moments, and if you do those kind of things, then over when time passes, whenever you go back to normal, the decline or the incline isn't that far away. So you won't suddenly feel that much different whenever you go to normal emotions as compared to that specific moment when you were very happy or very sad. And if you apply this throughout your life, you can have a way better form of living that is way less way more stress free and way more drama free. I don't know if I explained it enough, but kind of think it sometimes helps, and I've tried it several times, and I do think it sometimes even makes your life a bit more boring. But if your goal is of trying to have a more, balanced, drama-free life, I think this method is like really, really solid. But you do have to watch out that you're not trying to totally eliminate emotions whatsoever, because you still need, or you still want to keep a little bit in it. Yeah, I think that's it this week. Ciao.